Alright, this video is about how to do max on your weapons, and it's going to do how to do a jump to a different position. So you can see here in the arrows I have max of 10, bombs max of 2, dynamite max of 6, shield max of 1, flag max of 3 for the yellow, flag for the blue max of 1. So the flag of 3, you gain that, and I already gained my 10, and it's blinking. So what that flag does is it allows me to jump back and collect more weapons in this area if need be anyways. And I have 2 more flags. Jump back to that position to grab more if I wanted to. If you wanted to have all your weapons in this area, you could have that flag make you jump to that area again and collect those weapons, but then you have to start from scratch again. But since you collected the other blue flag way over here, you're able to jump in the middle of the game. See, now you're in the middle of the game. So you could potentially jump from one flag to the next if you wanted to. So that's the jump position with the flag. And then with the weapon, like the arrow, I shoot out my arrow, then it comes back, see? So then I'm able to grab either this arrow here or the one up here at the end of the game or whatever. And then I get my 10. Then it's graded out again. And then that one, that's graded out too. But see, what you could do is do this. You have 0, then you grab 1, and then you shoot 1 or 2, and then you can grab that one again and gain your 10. You could do that too. Or just use all your arrows up and then grab the 1. Then you have this one here you can grab 2, but you have to make sure you have less than 10, and then you can grab it. Otherwise, what will happen is that I'll grab my 10, and then I'll go over here and I'll grab another 10, and then see, you don't gain any more because you're max at 10. Same way with the bomb. You throw the bomb out. And there we go. Comes back and get my 2. Same thing with the dynamite. Grab, get my 6. And then I can grab another one and get my 6 back. Shield, you only have 1, so you can only use 1. And here you go again. And like I said, you can't grab any more until you use yours up. Use a bomb, then you can grab another bomb. And then, of course, you can should be able to load it back up. And loads back up with all that same information, all the stuff you had originally. And blinks until you use it up, and then it comes back, your arrows or whatever you have. So let me show you how I did that. So the first thing here is my flags. I went to Control tab, brought over a variable, set global.flag1 value 3, so you can get 3 of them. Then the flag 2, this is the one that allows you to jump in the middle of the game. There's only 1 of that one. You can make it 2 if you wanted to, so you collect 2, but I just clicked 1. And I named it global.flag2. Then pick up your second arrow. It's called global.ammo arrow, and I give myself 10 value. And then for the next arrow, same thing, value of 10, global dot arrow, ammo arrow. So like I said, if you want to have multiple weapons of the same item, you're going to have to make another object, but you can have the same variable and the same deactivate. Well, so basically you have object not pick up because you have an image on top of that. So basically this is not active, it's deactivated when you first start the game. And so when you pick this up and then when you use all of it, then this becomes active and this becomes deactivated, or yeah, that's what happens, it becomes deactivated. So in each of these images I have a object that's deactivated and one that's active. But like I said, when you first start the game, this is deactivated, and then when you use it all up, it switches. This deactivates, this activates. So this red arrow here is this object not pick up. So in the crate, bring over a coded sheet, and it says instance deactivated object. So when you first start the game, it's going to be deactivated because you haven't picked it up yet, the arrow, and you haven't used it yet. This step event right here, this is the code I talked about before, where it blinks in and out, it fades in and out. This is the code for it. You can change these numbers here. Probably this 0.1, you can change that to like a 2 or 3 or whatever, and it'll blink faster. So if I change that to like 5, let me just show you what happens. See, it blinks faster. So you can mess with the timing on that. I just kept it at 1 here. So this makes it fade in, fade out. If you want to make it go quick, change this 1 to 5 or something. You want to make it go slow, change it to 1. Faster, make it higher than 1. And the depth -1. And then you have the same thing happen to object not pick up 2. That's going to be for this one right here. You have 1 for that as well. Same thing applies. It's not active when you first start the game. It's deactivated until you pick it up, and then it switches. Then what happens is that this image right here of the arrow becomes deactivated, and this becomes activated. So like I said, you have to make, if you want to make multiple arrows, you have to duplicate and make a second object of the arrow. So you have one at the beginning of the stage and then one at the end of the stage. But the code can stay the same. So when you pick it up, you make 2 different objects for the arrow, of course, but the code stays the same. You have the same global event arrow, ammo arrow 10. Same thing with this other arrow. It's the same variable name. Give it the same value. And let me move this clarity thing out of the way. And so what happens is when you pick it up, like I said, the arrow that you pick up here becomes deactivated, and it activates the red arrow that blinks back and forth. And same thing applies to the bombs. You do the same thing. The bomb, I give myself 2 value, and then it does the same thing. When you pick it up, it becomes deactivated. The bomb, this bomb right here, becomes deactivated, and then active is the one that's blinking. And same thing applies with the dynamite. Give myself global ammo dynamite 6, Alright, and then you got your shield, value 1, global.ammo shield. And that's that part. And then when you go into throwing the object, this is where I added more code here. So what's happening here is if I'm at 0 of arrows, then it's going to deactivate, it's going to activate both arrows. It's going to activate object pickup arrow and object pickup arrow 2. So one at the beginning, one at the end, if it's at 0. And it's going to deactivate the blinking arrows. So when I'm at 0, when I don't have any more arrows, it's going to deactivate the object not pickup arrows, and it's going to reactivate the arrows so I can pick them up again. So that's what's happening here. And the same thing applies to the bomb as well. Once I'm out of the bombs, then it deactivates the bomb that's blinking, the one that I can't pick up. It deactivates that and reactivates my bombs once I'm at 0. That's what it's saying here, the if statement. Same thing applies with the dynamite. When I'm out, deactivates the object you can't pick up, and it activates the object I can pick up. And the flag right here, okay, the flag 1, I have this X and Y coordinate in here, so at X equals 90, Y equals 250, then I'm gonna jump in that location, that grid, and it's going to take away 1 flag. That's what's happening here. Same thing with the flag 2. I'm going to jump at 590. Y, I'm jumping at 250. So that's going to be like the middle of the game pretty much. It's going to subtract 1 flag. So these coordinates here are the jumping positions in the game here. So, alright, so it's at flag 2, 590 by 250. So it's going to be somewhere around here, 590 by 250. Somewhere around that location right there. So when I pick up that flag and I use it, I'm going to jump in that location. So I pick up the flag, I move somewhere else, and then those coordinates that I plugged in is where that flag is at. I'll press the button to use the flag and I'll jump in that location. So that's what's happening here, and that's the coordinates down there. Somewhere along that line there, you can put those coordinates in and he'll jump in that location. That's what's happening. Same thing with the flag, the yellow flag. The coordinates are 90 by 250, so somewhere on this location here, he's going to jump back here. So once I collect the flag, I move somewhere else, I press the flag button, I jump in that location for that flag. So that's how you can do the position, jumping to the different positions. I wasn't able to find out a code where you can load it and go in that position when you first start the game. So like I said, you collect the flag, you can go and you jump in that position if you have the flag. And same thing applies with the throw left. It's the same code, except it applies for it applies for the left arrow. So you have the left arrow here, right arrow. Same information, activate, deactivate. And then the positioning of the flags. And not that information you don't need to know. There's another selector I made. Selector 5. Put in the coordinates here, X and Y coordinates, where it's going to be located on the screen. The draw event, 475 by 45 for the draw event. And then you press down and it goes from selector 5 to selector 6. And then the global event here, you have up to 6 selected, and that's the selector I'm talking about right here. So it goes from, I added 2 more in there, which is the flags. So this is selector 5, this is this is selector 5, this is selector 6. See the yellow square? That's what I'm talking about. The selector that you choose jumps to that location. And then I added in the sprints, all this I've already kind of talked about before. I'm just going over it kind of quickly, but like I said, I did the sprint boxes, added the flag, image, flag, image 2, max 1, and all that should be in the I believe the draw event. The global event here, draw. Yeah, so I just added more in here for the flag event, the positioning of it, the views, X view, Y view, flag 1, flag 2. This is talking about the text as well as the image that I just showed you a minute ago. So those 2 I added for the inventory. So this is the positioning of where the image is going to be at, the sprint image, and the text for the quantity you have of the flag. And the sprint image is what I just showed you a minute ago, which is these flags right here. See, that sprint name matches with that code that I just showed you. And that's pretty much it. Let's see, hold on, let me make sure you move right. Yep, I've already talked about that stuff. See, with the shield, he only grabs the 1 and then it gets destroyed. I don't have it blink. I don't have the shield blink like the other ones. He only grabs the 1 shield and then it gets destroyed. Because I don't want to have a quantity on that one, except for the 1, of course. And I think that's about it. I think I pretty much went over everything. Yep. Draw event. The global. Okay, that's one thing I didn't show you. The global thing right here. See, I added global.flag1, global.flag2 is equal to 0. All that has to be added in there as well. That's the 2 that I just added recently. So that needs to be in the global event. So you can select any of these options here in your inventory. And then, like I said, the draw event, where it shows the flag 2 and flag 1 box. And the positioning of it, the image, as well as the text. That one's at 450 by 70. Flag 2 is at 550 by 70. And then that's the text. And then you have the image at 550 and then by 20. And then this image for flag 1 is at 450 by 20. That's the location on the screen where it's going to be located at in your inventory box. And then this global.flag1, global.flag2 matches the information in the object the global event right here. See, it matches. And then the hide, this is just going to hide it. And I think that's about it. Alright, thanks for watching.